Check. There it is.
Welcome.
Welcome in. Welcome to our living room.
Welcome to our living room. Welcome to wherever you are. If you're listening to this and not watching this, welcome to your car. Welcome to your job.
Welcome to episode 10.
10? I was going to say it. This is episode 10.
We've made it.
I can't believe we
11
made it.
weeks, 10 episodes.
Oh, I know. We did have to miss one.
Missed one, but it's okay.
Yeah, it was fine. We're still on a roll, and last episode was really awesome.
It was great.
Yeah, I got some really good feedback. I think it's valuable to people when we are just honest and vulnerable. Wes and I talked about a couple of more things in our episodes, and Wes and I are actually, usually we do like a topic that we've talked through. We kind of just like walk through and talk together about it. But today, Wes and I decided we're going to just talk to each other and we're going to ask each other questions. These are not questions you guys have sent in. These are questions that Wes and I are asking each other. You guys are just going to get like a little sneak peek of just Wes and Emily. And are you wanting to go first?
No,
you have the notebook.
You
so
can go first.
do you want to go like alternating?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alternating. Let's jump right in.
Want to
Head
do
first.
it?
Dive in.
Let's
go.
just have fun.
I'm diving in. I'm going to. Sorry.
Wes,
Emily.
what is something that you know about me that others would be surprised to know about me? Do not embarrass me on here.
You're still a private person? Like, even though we live together? Like,
What do you mean? I poop with the door locked.
I've never heard my wife fart. We've been married 7 years this year. And I've never heard her fart.
As
You're
wild and out
you're
there.
a more private person than people would think, I think, because you are very much an open person. But when it comes to stuff like that,
Yeah. My parents didn't do that stuff. Like, my parents didn't fart. They didn't, like, poop with the door open. They didn't talk about that stuff. That's, like, not the kind of household I grew up in. So I did not expect that to be, like, a thing. I don't know. I'd never seen that, really. So our wedding night. Is it our wedding night? It was the next day. Our wedding night, we stayed
at the beach.
Yeah, so
we
our
were
wedding,
on the honeymoon.
Our wedding night, we stayed at like a really nice suite in Chattanooga. And then the next morning we got up and we drove to Gulf Shores, right? Okay, so that night, everything's magical, you know? We get up, magic. We get up, I'm like, this is heaven. We're married. We slept in the same bed. Oh my God, this is just amazing. I love being married. And then we get to the beach, and I think it was that night because we were getting ready. I was looking for a restaurant.
I don't know.
And he goes into the bathroom, and I like knock on the door. I'm like, hey, I just wanted to tell you, I'm going to read you off some names of restaurants where we could go to dinner. And this man opens the door to talk to me, and I'm like, no
shame,
shut the door. And
no shame.
Mortified, scarred me for life. And I literally was like, no, I'll never do this. He's like, this is marriage. I'm like, what kind? Not what, like what? What kind of marriage? Like, I do not poop with the door open. Shut the door and lock it so that I don't accidentally walk in. I don't do that. People think
at all.
No.
It's not like just the bathroom thing. Like, it's
no.
Yeah.
Like, go away. I'm not doing that stuff, and don't do it in front of me.
No,
Stop that.
Our kids take after me.
Oh yeah, our kids are disgusting.
They're let it out there for everybody to hear.
Yeah, they don't care. They're disgusting. I mean, as much as open and weird and like, I just am who I am, kind of a person.
And you are like a weird person. Like, you were definitely.
Oh, I'm out there. Like, I'm wild. I'm crazy. I don't care. Like, I'll do the most bizarre things in public. Like, I'm just wild. That's not what I do. You're right. That is, maybe people will be surprised to know that. I don't fart in front of people. I don't have that relationship with my sisters, my mom, like none of it. Like,
not same.
We didn't do that. Yes,
Not
trust
same.
me, I know. Different homes, different households.
Different households.
Now you know.
My mom is not like that.
Mm.
She's not. But
She's
me,
a lady.
me-
She's a classy
me-
lady.
me- it's not like me. She is more
She's like me.
More like Emily. Anyway.
Just what you get for being in a house full of boys compared to a house full of girls.
You said open and real, right? So
Yeah.
here we are, you know.
Here we are.
Here we are. All right. If we were characters in a movie or a TV show, who would we be and what TV show?
Maybe it's just because I love this show so much. This could totally be inaccurate, but this makes me think of like the kind of person that you are. You remind me of Rick from The Walking Dead. Just because
Rick from The Walking Dead?
Yes, because you're just so like you're very much a leader. I was watching, I think I sent it to you, that TikTok
Give
today.
me Daryl.
No, you're
I
more.
know, but I love Daryl.
I know, I love Daryl. You know, I love
I know.
Daryl, but like Daryl's not so much like gonna be the leader and like just take charge. Like he's gonna kind of like be quiet in the background. Which you are
He's
to
the
a
muscle.
degree, yeah, but like you're very much take charge. I sent you that TikTok, I think today, of like the husband who's always looking for every exit.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like at Texas Roadhouse or something. And she's like, and I'm the wife who's just there for the bread. Like that's our life.
Yep.
You always are looking for the exit. You're always like on top of things. We could be watching like any kind of action film, TV show, whatever. And Wes is narrating what they should be doing before they do it. He's like, okay, well, if they're going to be shooting at him, he needs to be doing da-da-da. And then they'll do it. And he's like, see, told you. And I'm like, I'd be dead. Like, what? Like, Wes has a plan for everything. Like, for sure, if a zombie apocalypse happened, Wes would be good. Like, he would
Well,
know exactly
maybe.
what to do.
Maybe.
No, Wes is just, he's always on top of things. He thinks so much further ahead. I'd be, oh my God, if I wasn't married to you, I'd be dead within seconds. I'd be like,
If we had it my way, we'd have like food rations out in the garage.
yeah,
or
that's what
something.
I'm saying. Like, Wes is always on top of it. He's always looking for the exit. He's always looking for, okay, how can I get out of here? Like, as soon as we walk into a restaurant, Wes is scoping out like all the things.
Sure.
Do I have
Well,
to?
Who are you?
I was gonna say, do I have to do mine or could you do mine?
Laurel?
Jeez, she died really early. That would be me.
Hmm.
That would literally be me.
I feel like you would be more like a. If we're sticking with the Walking Dead thing, you could be more like a Maggie or a Beth.
Maggie is a baddie too.
She becomes it. So does Beth.
Yeah,
kind
you're right.
of. At first, like, don't get me wrong, like Maggie is always like
She's always pretty tough. But
she's always pretty tough. But those, like, when she's first introduced, like, she is a little more timid, a little more kind of just laid back,
Yeah.
like not just a go getter all the time. So I think I would say you would start off as like a Beth. Maybe you could turn into
But I
a
do
Maggie.
have good leadership qualities, so
You
I
do have good
definitely
leadership
think I
qualities,
could,
for sure.
within the right group and community.
So does Beth.
Yeah,
Beth has good leadership qualities.
Yeah.
She's not.
And she was
she's
tough,
not
man.
She's very tough. She's not the most skilled. She's not the strongest, but she's not afraid to speak her mind. She's not afraid to speak against the leaders or a decision that's been made. So maybe you're a Beth. There you go.
Nice.
There's our Walking Dead.
We really love The Walking Dead. I just finished it like a month ago. Like I watched the whole. So Wes and I watched like the first 8 seasons. Like when we first got married, and it was as soon as like we finished an episode, that was the end of a season, and then the show was currently on TV. So we didn't get to like finish it. Well, years and years and years go by, and we were like, oh yeah, it's over. Maybe we should just rewatch it. So this year we rewatched it. And I got myself
all kinds of hooked.
oh my gosh. Like, I mean, I'd be brushing my teeth watching The Walking Dead. Like, could not stop. And I just finished it like a month ago. And I think about it all. Like, there are days where I'm just sitting here like on my phone, like playing with the girls, and I'm like thinking about The Walking Dead, like as if they're my family. Like, I feel so deeply connected to them. We love it. It's one of our faves. And it's shocking because that's typically not the kind of stuff that I like.
I'm surprised you didn't go Harry Potter route or something like that.
I don't really relate to anyone on there. I don't really feel like you do either.
I was just surprised you didn't go Harry Potter.
I told you I sit and think about The Walking Dead all the time.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on couples having access to each other's social medias and phones?
What are my thoughts on if they have it?
Like, me and you, what are your thoughts on like us having access to each other's phones and social medias? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I could give two craps. If you want my socials, you can have all of them. If you don't, okay. And if somebody else has theirs, like another couple has theirs, or they don't.
Do you feel like it's like an invasion of privacy?
No.
I've got Wes's Instagram logged in on my phone. I don't really know how that happened. I think you used my phone one time, logged in. And so I get notifications all the time from people that have tagged him and stuff.
Don't care.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
If I'm doing something on there that I shouldn't be doing.
Do you feel like aside from me and you, like a couple that's dating, do you feel like if a girl is like, I need access to your phone and your socials, do you feel like that's like a red flag? Do you feel like the guy should just be like, okay? Or do you think maybe she should be a little bit easy about,
I think
is there trust issues? Like, what's the issue behind this?
I think it would be a question of, I think the first thing I would do, like if you came to me and was like, hey, I want all your passwords and stuff. My first question would be, okay, what did I do to make her want this?
Yeah.
Obviously, I did something. And if I go through it and I'm like, I don't know what I did, I'm confused, then I think there needs to be a conversation of like, okay, what's going on?
Yeah.
Do you think I did something? Like,
are you just feeling insecure? Yeah.
Did something else happen? Like, what's going on? And then at that point, you can talk about it and be like, okay, if you're feeling this way and you really need them to make yourself feel better, here it is. Do I think you should do it while you're dating? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't either.
I think that is...
I think if you're not starting your relationship with a foundation of trust, like what do you have?
I don't think... Unless that you've been dating for years or whatever, which I don't even think you should.
I don't think you should date that long.
No, but if you are, then I think that then maybe at that point, like, because you've been together for so long, then something comes up and they want the access to that. Again, I think it's the same scenario. But if you all have only been together for a little while, and they're
maybe
asking,
ease up.
that needs to be a conversation of like, hey, what's going on? And then maybe that's a little bit of a red flag. Unless, I still think the first question should be, did I do something to cause this?
Yeah. Or what is causing this?
Yeah, but I think the first question always needs to be inward because clearly something's going on. Yeah. Whether it's her or me, something's going on.
Right.
And I can answer that first question.
Right.
Is it me? Did I do something? Did I cause her to feel a certain way? Did I slip up somewhere or whatever it is? Like whatever it is, what's going on? And then if I can answer that question, yes or no, then we can have that conversation. Yeah. So, but then moving off of that, like if I look at it, I'm like, I can't think of anything.
Yeah.
And we've only been dating for a month and a half or 2 months, and she's asking for this. Or he's asking for this, whatever, then we might need to have a conversation about like.
I definitely think when you're
this
together,
is a little iffy.
I definitely think even if you've only been together a month or 2 months, personally, like I'm not gonna keep secrets from you. No. Like if you want to get in my phone or you want to look at something or like, hey, can I use your phone really quick? I'm not gonna be weird about it. Like you can have access to it. Like yeah, sure.
Yeah, if you want to look at my phone, like for something.
Yeah, if you need to like use it or look. I mean, I'm not. I'd prefer if I like.
Still a little sketchy.
Well, if you're like, hey, can I use your phone real quick? Yeah, sure. But if you're getting if I say yeah, sure, and then I look over and you're scrolling through my texts or you're like, that's where it's like.
Have you seen that? It's a video that used to go around of. It's like when you finally find a good trustworthy guy or whatever, and they're like, he's eating dinner and he's in the other room.
Yes.
And she's in the kitchen. It's like,
she's
hey,
like, yeah, you can check
your phone's ringing. He's like, oh yeah, just swap up. She's like, I need a passcode, and he's like, oh, it's blah, blah, and just spouts it off, and she's like,
and she's like freaked out by it. Like, yeah, I've seen those. Those are funny. I agree. I definitely think it depends on the situation.
I think it can be nothing. Like, if you came, obviously you have access to all of my stuff, I think, except for Facebook.
I mean,
I don't even get on Facebook, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
Like, if you came to me now and was like, hey, can I have access to this? Why would I be like, that's weird? Or no. I think I would still ask, like,
is everything okay?
Yeah, is everything okay? Did something happen?
Yeah.
Should you change who you are for your partner?
No. Who you are? No. Like, who Wes is, funny, outgoing, structured, like who you are as a person, no, I don't think you should change those things. Now, if you have some red flags and you have some things that are not healthy, I feel like those things, you should work on those things for someone. But who you are as a person, no, you should not change who you are. Do you agree?
Yes. I'm trying to figure out the wording of this question, to be honest.
I do not think you should ever change who you are.
Yeah, because I think you should constantly be working on yourself.
Correct.
Physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever. I think you should constantly be working on yourself.
Yep.
So that is kind of a tough thing because, like, clearly I'm trying to change myself physically.
Yeah.
And because of that, I'm changing myself mentally.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not doing
that
for
you. But you didn't do that for me.
Correct.
You were bigger when we got together.
Correct.
And I didn't say, well, you need to change this to be with me. But not even so much like physically, because your physical, your appearance doesn't define who you are.
Correct.
Like, that doesn't define Wes. Like, who you are, I don't want you to change that for me.
I don't think you should change who you are. I think that you should be yourself and find somebody that compliments you.
Mm-hmm. But when doing that, you should always be trying to be a better version of yourself.
Correct.
And that is going the right people. That will attract the right people.
Correct.
Not you trying to be someone else, but you just constantly trying to be a better version of you.
Correct.
Do you think that you should disclose your sexual history with your partner? Should
like
you
just in general?
Should you disclose your sexual history?
No.
You don't think you should tell people about your sexual history, like your partner?
No. No, like, I don't think I should have to tell you that when we get together.
I think it is case by case. I think those are conversations that you should have depending on the situation.
By the way, we are not saying that you should go out and sleep with a bunch of people.
No, I said history.
I know, I'm just saying, we're just making that very clear.
No, I said history.
I know.
Meaning prior.
I just wanted to make that clear.
I also think if you're a month or two into a relationship, you don't have to sit and just word vomit all the people that you have been with if you have been with lots of people.
No, I don't think that you should have to. Like, I don't think it's like a mandatory thing. Like, when you get in a relationship, you should be like, these are all the people I've slept with. This is what I've done. Like, no, I don't think you should have to. If the question comes up, should you answer it? Probably.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, if somebody asks
you,
be honest.
Yeah, I think you should be honest about it. I definitely don't lie about it, because then in the future, like, it could seriously hurt you if they find out. But if the question comes up, I think you should just be honest about it. But I don't think you should just I don't think it should be mandatory when you come into a relationship, like, this is what I've done.
Yeah. Wes and I were also best friends before we got together, So we were pretty open and honest
Yeah.
with each other about stuff just because we were like, what have I got to lose? Like, I'm just talking to my friend about this and some of the things I've done, some of the mistakes I've made, and some of the things I'm not proud of. So Wes and I were pretty much huge open books. And I think to a degree that has been really good for us because there's nothing hidden. There's nothing that we sit around wondering about, like as far as, well, I wonder if this happened. I wonder if this happened. Like we've laid it all out there. I do think there are also some flaws to that because I probably know more than I should know, to where sometimes it's not good for me. And then I have to ask harder questions because my mind is not so much now, but early, like in our marriage. So, I mean, I think there's pros and cons to doing that, to sharing all of that stuff. I think to a degree, every relationship should have a boundary. Like, hey, like I trust you. I love you. I know that we're good. So like, I don't need to know this. Like,
Yeah.
and that this is not, it's not about like us. So I don't need, and I think for girls who just need to know, like, well, I just want to know. No, you don't. You don't need to know. You really shouldn't want to know. Like, if you're in a relationship and you're together and you trust that person and they only want you,
That's what
then
I was gonna
that's
say. Like,
all that needs to be said and done.
If you like, if the person that you are entering into a relationship with, if they are all in for you,
Yeah.
what does it matter what happened in the past?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What does it matter? Like, it doesn't at that point. Like,
I don't think there should be secrets, but I also don't think that it's 100% necessary to just word vomit all of this stuff that really could only do harm.
Correct.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay,
go ahead.
Are texting or social media breakups acceptable?
That is a joke. Of course not. Like,
I knew the answer. I thought that would just be a short answer. Just no.
of course not.
No.
I mean,
No.
No.
I don't think there's any I mean in that or a but.
no.
And don't get me wrong. I've done the whole texting thing. I did it in high school. Like, I did it.
Broke it with a girl in a text.
Yeah.
You wild.
You never did that in high school.
No. That is a silly question. You can ask a different one.
Yeah. If we could go on a trip right now, where would we go and why?
I would take our Disney trip and move it sooner. I would like to think, because I'd want to go to Disney right now. But we already have
just me and you. No kids. Just trip me and you. I feel like I know your answer, but I don't.
I mean, I want to go to Universal.
Exactly.
But we already have a Universal trip booked with no kids. So kind of want to go to the beach.
Our vacations that are planned already is not.
If
part
somebody
of this.
said, "Hey,
if
where do you want? I'm watching the kids, and I'll pay for your trip. Where do you want to go tomorrow?" I'd like to take me to Universal.
I figured.
Yeah, I want to go to Universal.
I would like to go. I don't know why. I've been thinking about this for a while now. I would like to go to like, just like, not an island, but like, just a secluded.
See, that's what I was gonna say, like, or a beach trip.
Yeah, no, but not just.
But
a
not
beach
like
trip.
yes,
no,
I know.
I don't want to go
like
to
a tropical island.
Yeah, I want to go. I want to fly somewhere and just
be alone with ourselves.
Yeah, like sure, there's a few, like there's people around, but it's not. It's not
those
packed.
little bungalow things that are like in the middle of water.
Yes. Just us hanging out, playing games, watching TV on a beach in the water. And then cut that trip short and go to Universal.
Yeah.
Hit Universal on the way back.
Yeah, on the way back. Excuse me, sir, can you stop and drop us off at Universal? Mr. Pilot.
We love Universal.
We really do. We're huge roller coaster people. Like, Wes and I are still trying to find somebody to watch our kids just for an entire day while we go to Dollywood by ourselves. Is it possible to be friends with an ex?
Define friends.
Exactly. That's a good answer.
Define friends.
I don't know, friends. Like whatever you consider
Cordial?
a friend.
Sure.
Yeah. Friends, like y'all talk and hang out.
I guess it would depend on the relationship prior.
Yeah.
And I guess also defining friends and hanging out. Is that like you're like close friends and like you are going out to eat once a week or like whatever and hanging out with them? Like, do it. And obviously there are exceptions to all of this. I'm not saying that I do not think this is a hard rule by any means, because obviously there are plenty of people who've been married, get divorced,
Co-parent,
both
become
of them get
friends.
remarried, and they're all like buddies and hang out all the time, or the wives become best friends. Like, that happens. I'm not saying that doesn't happen. Do I think that it is wise to seek that out? No, because I think that it could cause some issues in the current relationship. Yeah, I think it just depends. I think it depends on the relationship of the ex and what that relationship was like, how long you were together, how emotionally involved, how physically involved you were. That's a big part.
I definitely think it depends, like you said, on the previous relationship and what kind of relationship that person, like if you're in a current relationship, like what kind of relationship does your current partner have with that person? Has trust been broken like within the previous relationship? Is that why was trust broken and that's why you guys aren't together anymore? Because that's not going to be a good friendship. So that wouldn't be an ideal friendship.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that I don't have any exes that I'm friends with. I think I'm cordial with everybody, like just a good head nod. How you doing? Nice to see you. I don't really see them though. It's just, if I did, it would just be like a hi. Wes has a few that you're not friends with. We're cordial with. We were closer when we all lived in the same town. Wes had an ex-girlfriend that we were super, super, so close friends with. But it was me and her were really close friends.
Yeah.
But, and so like all of us hung out with like her boyfriend and like we were all really good friends. But also I knew the kind of relationship that Wes and her had. Like it wasn't super, super serious. It was a very mutual breakup, ended on good terms. They were just like, we are better friends. Like we should have stayed friends. So then that was easy for us to like, have a relationship or whatever. So those kinds of things definitely play a factor in can you be friends with an ex. I also think that if there's an ex involved in any way, the person that you're currently with needs to be okay with it. And if you're just like, you are never, I'm just going to be real. I don't think, and maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm just too traditional for this, but like Wes and his ex are not ever going to just go hang out as buddies. Like that's
absolutely
not like I'm coming with you.
Absolutely not.
Like that's just wild to me.
That's a no. That's a for sure no.
That's just wild. But I mean, people are like that. Like they're just like, why, we're just friends still. And it's like,
my opinion is that you don't need to be doing that with anybody of the opposite sex.
No.
You don't need
to.
Yeah.
No. I don't have any guy friends. I have guy friends who are like brothers to me who I still would never just like go hang out with one-on-one. No. Like ever. Any of them.
No.
Even though Wes is probably even closer friends with them than I am. Yeah, but like all of my close guy friends, I'm close girlfriends with their wives. And I would still never just be like, yeah, me and you are just going to go hang out. Like, that's weird. I would never do that.
Yep. Is it possible to be in love with two people at once?
I don't know. So I watch a lot of Bachelor and Bachelorette.
I say yes.
I mean, I'm sure you could be. I think because you can love people. Well, but we've talked about this love being a choice. Mm-hmm. You choose to love two people.
Correct. That's why I think you could be. If you're in love with somebody, do I think that people who have cheated can be in love with two people? 100%. I think that they are. Do I think it's right? No, but I think that they are.
They've chosen
They have
to
chosen.
do that.
They still love their family.
Mm.
Not all the time, but I'm just saying, like, there are cases where they still love their family, but they got emotionally involved with somebody at work or out one night and got emotionally involved, and now they have chosen to love this other person too, and now it's a choice of, I have these two people that I love. Do I think it's right? No, but I think you could. I think that the answer to that question is yes, you could.
A very simple answer to that question is, yeah, you could be.
Correct.
You shouldn't be.
Correct.
You should never get yourself. It is hard, especially from like a woman's perspective. Of I have been cheated on several times, and not by Wes, by other people.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Sorry, I said it, and then I was like, wait, not Wes has never cheated on me. And
To be fair, I would never cheat on you. I'm too scared to cheat on you too.
I'm wild.
Like, I would never do that to you just in general, but I'm also too scared.
Good.
Y'all
It's a healthy
saying
balance.
associate pastor kills husband.
You put me out there. If anything ever happens to you, then you'll come straight for me.
What does Clap Abino say? It's always the spouse.
It's always the spouse. It's hard to imagine that, like, if Wes ever did step out on me, it is hard to imagine that he ever really did love me, or that he does love me, because how could you love me and do what you did?
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm just using Wes as an example. He's never done anything like that. But I don't know that I would be able, in those situations, I don't know that I'd be able to believe, like, I know you still love me, but you...
Yeah.
Or if you looked at me and was like, I do still love you, I made a mistake. It's like, do you?
Yeah. I'm not saying it's not a hard concept to wrap your head around.
Mm.
I just think it is possible.
Mm. I feel like some of those were like couple-y questions, like for people who are like dating or like whatever. These are some that I just want to like ask you about.
Oh, now I'm nervous.
No, they're fine. What is the best relationship advice you've ever been given? This is not supposed to be funny. No, I'm nervous.
This is not the best relationship advice I've ever given, but it's the first thing that popped in my head when you said that. At our wedding, Nick Jones. Shout out, Nick Jones.
Oh, Jesus. I remember. This is not the best relationship advice because it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for us. His relationship advice was to piss Emily off because makeup sex is the best kind of sex. That doesn't work. If you piss me off, like, literally leave me alone. I don't even look at me. I am so annoyed.
I think the best relationship advice for us was, I don't even know who told us this, or if we just heard it somewhere and kind of implemented it or what, but was basically it's okay to go to bed mad.
Yeah.
Because for the longest time for me, and I still have trouble with this, for the longest time for me, it was like we tried to live by the rule of like, we don't go to bed mad at each other. And we would stay up so late just fighting early on in our marriage over stupid stuff.
Going in circles.
Over stupid stuff.
Yep.
Stuff that didn't even matter. But once we kind of started implementing, like, it's okay to just go to bed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's helped us a ton. That's stopped a lot of fights that were pointless.
Yep.
It's helped us calm down so we can talk about things the next day.
Yep.
It's also, again, stopped fights completely where it's like the next day we're like, that was dumb.
Yeah. There's
Why
nothing
were
even
we
left
even
to say about
that was just dumb.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think that's probably the best advice.
How has a past relationship shaped your current view of love?
I know that there is things that have happened, but like I don't think back on it now and be like, this shaped me.
Yeah.
I do remember there being like, I mean, there were times where I was heartbroken, and like I truly remember like the feeling of disappointment, and not wanting to feel that, of what love can look like, not just in the sense of like a relationship, but just in general. But like this is probably the first time I've ever thought about that ever.
What do you think? Because like you just said, so not to like rag on Wes, but like he did dumb things as like a teenage boy. He hurt
I
a
was a
lot of
teenage
little
boy.
he hurt a lot of girls.
I was a teenage boy. I was stupid.
Yeah. Made a lot of mistakes. And obviously we've talked about those, like, you know, whatever. Wes was all the boys I got hurt by as a teenager. Wes is like the poster child for all those guys. But what do you think, like, because now I have no doubt in my mind, like, you would never do that stuff to me. Like, there's never once where I question, like, I wonder if Wes is texting other girls. I wonder if he's thinking about other girls. I wonder if he's out with other girls. Like, you are, like, the most trusted person that I have in my life that I, like, trust. Like, I know when you get up, you're going to work, you're going to the gym, you're coming home. The only thing that you could be doing sneakily in there is like going to the thrift store to thrift some clothes or to go buy some new shoes at Dick's Sporting Goods or run over to play disc golf. But he's not going to meet a girl.
But that's not really. I ain't trying to be sneaky with
no,
that.
he just never asked.
I'll go do something and I'll get a text and be like, "Why are you at the disc golf course right now?"
I have his location.
I'm looking at you. Why are you in the middle of a field right now? Get your butt home.
Wes
I'm not trying to hide it.
In all fairness, Wes works alone, like in a van by himself all day. So I have this irrational fear that like he could get in an accident and like no one know where he is, or if something happened to him, he's not with somebody that could call.
And it did all kind of start like with that when you were pregnant with Potter.
Yeah.
Because I was doing all this.
Yeah, and I didn't know when I'd go into labor, and you were always gone, and sometimes you'll be gone sometimes.
I remember you calling Joe at work sometime and being like,
well, because he'll go and like do houses in like Gatlinburg up on in the middle of nowhere with no service. Yeah. And so it would always just make me nervous. So I have his location on my phone. It's not to spy on him, but sometimes I'll check.
But she does.
Well, sometimes because when he gets off work, I know he goes straight to the gym. Yeah. So sometimes like toward the end of the day, I'll check his location and be like, is he still at work? Is he at the gym? Around about how much time until I need to start dinner? Just stuff like that. And I'll check sometimes and he's playing disc golf. And I'm like, homeboy,
I got off work early today.
Come home. Like, what are you doing? Anyways, I say all that to say, I know that Wes is never like out doing something that would cause me not to trust him anymore, ever. I know that if he's on his phone, he's scrolling through Instagram, scrolling through Amazon, or as if it's social media, or he's on YouTube watching disc golf or golf. So I have no doubt in my mind, but I still know that you were that guy at one point who other girls that you've dated did have to worry about you. What do you think was like a transformative like time in your life where you realized like you didn't want to be that guy anymore and you weren't going to be that guy anymore? Like, what do you think made you decide that like I'm going to be a good husband, a good dad, someone that my wife can like trust and rely on?
I don't even think it was like that. Like it wasn't like I want to be a good husband one day or I want to be a good dad one day. It was probably like it was around my senior year of high school where I was just like, I don't want to be this guy anymore. Yeah. I'd already made the decision, like I was going to the ramp and I was going to move away. And that probably had something to do with it. Like thinking all these people there were perfect.
Yeah. Which if you only knew.
But I was like, I got to get my act together. Yeah. But at the same time, I was like, I don't want to be this guy. I've messed up a lot over the last 4 or 5 years. And I messed up after that, like going to the ramp and all that stuff. But like, I think that was probably, it was around that time where I don't want to be this guy. And that's when it kind of started to come together. And then when me and you like started dating, I was like, this girl, like I can't mess this up. Like if I mess this up, I'm an idiot.
Bozo.
I'm an idiot.
That is so sweet. Well, this one was just kind of like a fun one for me and Wes, just kind of like sit and talk. You want to tell them what we're talking about next week, or do you want me to give them a little sneak peek?
So next week we will be talking about church hurt.
We're going to be talking about church hurt. So yeah, we already have our notes here. And
I swear we don't just make this up as we go. Like we
have stuff written down
in advance.
Yeah. We hope that you guys liked last week's episode about deconstruction, reconstruction. Like I said, I have had several people reach out and thank us for doing that episode.
I think that episode in particular, but several of our episodes that we've already done, and I know I've said this before, but I would like to go back and touch on those again with, like, there are several people that I have in mind that I would love to sit down with.
Agreed.
And talk through some of the stuff with, ask their opinions, their experiences, thoughts on deconstruction and reconstruction, thoughts on marriage, thoughts on like all the stuff that we've talked about. I have several people that I would love to get on here and just pick their brain about stuff like this. So hopefully in the future, we'll be able to do that.
We're not just bullcrapping you guys when we say we want guests. We're just trying to figure out and navigate what that's going to look like practically with our children. Thank you guys so much for listening. And
like, comment, subscribe, follow us on social media.
Yep. Share these episodes with your friends. Send them to people. Follow us. Here's my goal. Right now we have 48 followers on Spotify.
Oh.
I would like to get 50.
Make it 50.
So I need 2 more people to go follow us. And we have 33 subscribers on YouTube.
Let's make it 50.
I would like 50. Let's just do the thing.
Let's do it.
So.
And we're pushing 100 on Instagram.
Yeah.
Let's go. Make it 100 on Instagram.
Yep. So you could tell your people. Tell your friends.
I think
if you
it's
like
70 something or something right now.
Yeah, it's in the 70s. Thanks, guys.
We love you guys.
Love you guys. Bye.
Peace.